Yo, this is Bebe872 and this time we'll talk about the meta insight for patch 13.7. Now, the biggest changes that happened with this patch is probably going to be Kai'Sa. Where's Kai'Sa? Kai'Sa, Shen, Misfortune, and Garen. These are the 4 units that are buffed really hard in this patch. They made Kai'Sa do a significant amount of damage, so she's more like a competitive during the mid game. They gave Shen a really weird augment that just one-shots everything. I don't know why they did that. And they made Garen much more useful. He needs less mana and his stuns last a significant longer amount of time. And they made it sure that Misfortune with 4 quick draws one-shot everything again. These are the 4 core changes that they made to this meta. Now, how this affects the meta is very simple. Now, before this, options such as Twisted Fate into Ox Force was the only thing that was truly viable at a normal level of RNG. So if you aren't too lucky or if you aren't too unlucky, if you go for TF with 4 Ox Force, that by itself was more than enough to get you a top 3 placement every single game. But now, we've got more contenders. We got more units that we can all in at level 6, so that's stage 3-1 or 3-2, all in early and get stronger because these options were not viable before then, and it was used to be better to just rush 7 at 3-5 or later to just look for a forecast like a TF. It was much more viable back then, but since there's more options, people will roll earlier now. They're gonna roll earlier, then get stronger, like faster, and look for a different build-up. So instead of a value meta is a meta where people goes for level 7 and 8 to look for forecasts. It's back to being a reroll meta again to a specific degree. So, Bebe, how do you decide whether you want to go for forecasts or 2-3 cost rerolls? It's very simple. If you have a win streak, if you're win streaking with a lot of HP and money, then you can go to level 8, look for Garen, Misfortune, or any other top tier for 5 cost units, and you can outvalue your opponents for the victory. That's number 1. But number 2, if you're not win streaking, if you're low on HP, grading economy and levels to level 7 will hurt you really hard to a point where you're almost guaranteed 7th or 8th at that point. So instead of greeting levels and going for all these forecasts, you want to roll earlier at stage 3-1 or 3-2 to start saving HP, and voila, there you are. These cheap, cost-efficient reroll options. Other reroll options such as Ashe, Blitzcranks, Luciano, and maybe Lulu. Ashe, Blitzcranks, and Lucian are tier 1, and then going for like a Lulu is kind of like a tier 2, like a reroll, are still fine. You can still go for Draven amongst the 2 costs. You can still go for Malphite, but Malphite is a bit weaker than it used to be. Jinx is also okay, but much weaker than she used to be as well too. These are not bad options. You can also use Rel with Kai'Sa as well too. That's not that bad, but with this patch, the units you want to look for the most is going to be, in the end, Kai'Sa, Shen, and where are you at? There you are. LeBlanc. These 3 combos. So, because it is able to all in earlier to save HP, it's much more consistent than gambling for a 4 cost later on to the game. People are now more tended to use their hero augment for a low cost unit, or maybe build into low cost rerolls in general, secure the placement, and it seems that in general these low cost rerolls are stronger. They are stronger than these forecasts, so people do tend to play more rerollish than value. So we have transitioned back 2 patches ago, back at the hacker meta, it was a reroll deck with Draven and Malphite. Now we have came back into a value deck with Twisted Fate, into a bunch of Ox Force, and then afterwards in the current patch, it is now back to more reroll decks, and every now and then when you're on a full win streak, you can go for these forecast carry compositions. So this is what the meta looks like at the moment. I recommend 3-1 all-ins for LeBlanc, Kai'Sa, and Shen, and hope to gamble for 1-2, 3 cost hero augments more than building into value. Hope you guys enjoy.